Hello everyone, my name is David, and welcome back to another episode on Endercraft. And today I am going to head over to the shopping area, because if you remember from a few weeks ago, Elyk and I wanted to build another themed shop and sell wood, because that is totally what you always do on an everyday basis. I mean, it's basically how all the wood shops look, really. But I'm currently heading back over there to continue to work on it. I had an idea just because, with the way the land works over the area we selected, I figured it would be a fun idea to get a bunch of dirt around it and just make a small little overhang by it, because I thought that would look cool. So I'm gonna do that. I mean, I still need to get rid of, the cobblestone and stuff that was around the original area. This is definitely still a work in progress, and I need to grab more dirt, but we're working on it, and by we, I mean currently me, because Elyk is not here today, and I kind of just decided, you know what, I want to start working on this, and I didn't consult him whatsoever, but I will soon, so don't worry about that just yet. Alrighty, as you can see here, I have made a little bit of progress on this area. I finished adding in the grass around the outline of the area, or not area, just the building. That is what it is a building. And I added the floor we shall be using for this wood shop. I mean, this isn't wood. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not wood, but it definitely looks like wood, so let's just pretend this makes sense. And as you can see, that's all about it for the progress I've made on this. But don't think I haven't been working on things, okay? I have full netherite armor now, yeah, sorry. I went off camera into the nether. I just decided to bite the bullet and get that. Because, you know, I got a little bit of diamond armor from the end rating that Technolads and I did, so I decided to make other diamond armor and spend a lot of time getting a bunch of levels, and now I have netherite armor. Obviously, it took a while to go mining to get more materials, and then it took a while, obviously, to get the netherite stuff, and then just all of this took a very long time. But look, okay, these enchantments aren't very good, but you know what? It's decent enough, and I'm just kind of glad I have netherite armor. I think this is the second time I've ever had netherite armor on a survival world. And that would be really sad, but I'm glad I have it. I am definitely hoping to work on the shop a little more and, continue to improve my gear and things over time, but I'm tired of dying, okay? You don't see it, but I die fairly often in Minecraft. So hopefully the netherite armor will help protect me from that, and hopefully, also, I won't lose this netherite armor because it can't burn in lava, which is unfortunately something I do more often than I would care to admit. But you know what? Let's stop talking about that right now. The point is that, yes, this place is still here to make me, and also Elyk, I guess, diamonds, but that doesn't mean that I can't get things that are diamond for myself while getting the thing that will get me diamonds, right? Also, I guess while I'm in the shopping district area, I should probably say, this is Sam's little shop area. He built it more than a month ago, but I kept on forgetting to mention it. It is Glow Stick, I almost said Glow Ink, but no, Glow Stick Incorporated, where they have bone meal, which no one's bought, and mending books, which surprisingly no one's bought, and cobblestone, which also no one's bought, and yeah, you get the gist. He hasn't had a very successful business, but soon enough I hope to buy some of his mending books, because I want mending on my things. I just want to wait till I'm done enchanting, better gear and stuff to do that, because look at this, I have 28 levels. I cannot waste this. Oh, and also, Technolads has started work on a beautiful little modern area, which he's going to make into a shop. I believe it is going to be selling chicken, which he's infamous for having, crazy chicken cookers that, crash the server and stuff, and up here it is right here. But it doesn't seem to be crashing the server because I'm still online, so clearly that is a falsehood in this point in time. But yeah, things have been happening on the Endercraft server, which is exciting, and basically I have to say, really, it's just very exciting. Oh, and by the way, you might have seen that I was on a donkey at the start of this episode, and now I have a super fast and amazing horse. Yeah, this took a while to find. I had to spend time looking for a horse again after my horse died, but right before we went to the end dimension. But I'm really glad I found this one, and I also put iron armor on it, by the way, so hopefully it won't perish so easily to the blast of a creeper. But look at it, it's amazing! I mean, its jump is decent, It's not like, whoa, that's a big jump. But it's also not a bad jump, and honestly, the most important thing, in my opinion, is that it can walk very fast. I say walk, but no, it's like, it rides me very fast across the land, which is very good. I am glad I have this here horse here. And I guess since we're at the base now, just amazing transitions here, I've decided to add windows around the place. I decided that for this style of the house, I kind of felt like with the way the walls were set up, it would make more sense to really not have, like, nice, neat, and organized windows, you know? It's like one of those things where it's meant to be beautiful mess, and I can't really have many windows on this building right here, or like pillars thing, whatever in particular, because that's where the chests and villagers are, and, you know, that's kind of the main area where you don't want to have a bunch of windows. But I have a lot of windows in other parts of the area, and I honestly think it adds more life and interesting things to look at in the house, because before it felt more bland, and like there wasn't as much to see when looking around the house here, but it feels like there's more here now. And although this did take a while, it isn't technically a major change, but I feel like it's something worthy to note since not much has changed in this house since I moved in here. But yeah, I figured the place could use a little update. So, a little bit of time has passed, and I did actually decide to add windows on this part of the house and stuff, just because it felt so weird to see windows all over the place on the other side, and then nothing over here. And I tried to set it up in a way where the windows still look okay. I mean, it's not like you can see much through here, just, there's not much to see. It's kind of just more for the aesthetic purpose of the windows existing more than anything, really. But I just felt like we needed to have something somewhere, and what do you think you're doing, you two? I just managed to do some amazing enchanting. Well, not really amazing enchanting, but like, better enchanting than what I had before. But as you can see, yeah, I've enchanted Diamond's gear, like the diamond sword, and the diamond pickaxes. And nothing's absolutely perfect or amazing, but I got the job done. No big deal, really, just all in a day's work. Oh, and by all in a day's work, I mean it took literally a full day, as in 24-hour real-life day's work, to get these enchantments. Why? Well, it's quite simple. If you don't get super lucky when enchanting on bedrock, then all the enchants you get are total and complete shit. But let's not think about that right now, let's just consider the fact that I finally have decent enchanted diamond gear, meaning I finally have fortune, and silk touch on my pickaxes, which is wonderful. I desperately wanted that for mining for a long time. Oh, and speaking of mining, I actually did quite a bit of mining off camera. I went out to the farthest stretches of the land, and then I went down below into the caves, and I found many veins of diamonds. Well, not many, just a few, really. But you know what, at the time, I would take what I could get, because I did not have many diamonds at all. So, I also got a bunch of other materials too, but if you look at my goodie chest, I have a lot more than I had before. I also decided to take the redstone because, I don't know, like, I could sell it or something. But I have a lot more iron and gold, and just I have a lot more of everything now. And it may look like, I only have 22 diamonds in here, that's not a lot more. Well, it used to be a lot more than that, but I went over to Sam's shop, and as I said earlier, I purchased 4 mending books, so that way I could have mending on each of my sets of netherite armor, so as long as I don't die with these, or like, and then these don't despawn, I should never lose these, because they will be repaired whenever I get experience, which includes things like fishing, or defeating a mob, or, yeah, just other ways you get experience. And I could definitely get mending from my other tools now that they're all diamond and decently enchanted. However, I think I'm gonna wait a little bit for that just because I don't have a lot of levels left, and it'd just take a while to do that. Same for getting netherite for those tools, because I kinda wanna have a little break from getting amazing gear today. As nice as it is, it takes a long time, and in my opinion, it's not very exciting work. So let's just move on to something else now. And that other thing that we're moving on to, or back to, rather, is none other than the nether shop of DaElk. Between me and Elyk, and as you can see, I've been working on it a little more. Elyk's been working on it a little bit too, however, he has been busy with other real-life things recently, which is fine. I can work on this by myself. We're gonna work on it together some more later. However, I've been just more like filling in the walls of where the windows won't be and where the windows will be. So yeah, there will be windows over here in these areas, and obviously there will not be windows above here. This is where the roof is going to go. It is honestly the main things that are left to do to build this place up, other than like the interior and stuff. Oh no, so I guess we should maybe make this look a little less floating sometime. So, let's just jump into a quick third-person time-lapse and do some terraforming. Well, I kinda sprung that time-lapse on you, didn't I? Sorry about that. The thought just kind of came in my head, I really should work on this first before doing more on the main building. And I was like, hey, let's do a time lapse. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, let's set this up and do it. And it was like, oh, wait, there was there's nothing to set up the time lapse. It was like, okay, well, we're just gonna do it then. And I did. The time lapse went on, I guess in the recording for about an hour, so it did take a little bit to work on this thing. Part of it was setting things up and changing the locations and things, but yeah, I got many different types of stone around on here, and I just tried to have a variety with the way that this thing looked, and I wanted it to be slightly curving, indenting down here a little bit, just to make it look more interesting and definitely a lot less flat. And I also added some sand and grass a little bit along the sides of this thing, just to, I don't know, give more flavor and life to it, I guess. And also, yeah, there is a little more to do. I'm gonna have to do a bit of terraforming to make this look like it makes sense and isn't just floating out here and how you can swim underneath. Minecraft builds don't need to look realistic, but I think this kind of proves a bit of a point that they definitely look better when they do look realistic. Because I feel like this really would not look very good if there wasn't any sort of overhang bit here. But yeah, it's definitely simple with the blocks that I use. There's just stone, andesite, and cobblestone, which are the go-to builds really for builds. The go-to blocks for gray builds that are having a stony texture, and I think that's the case for a reason, because I think this looks pretty nice. Oh, and also I definitely overprepared. These were all the blocks that I brought along with afterwards, after I was done building this thing. This is all I brought with me. A lot of stone, some cobblestone, some andesite. I brought with a lot of sand, dirt, just I overprepared this time, because the last time I did a time lapse, when I was working on my house, I ran out of materials 2 or 3 times, and it was okay, well, let's make sure I have enough so I don't need to go back and get more things. But I overdid it just a little bit. That's fine, because I'd rather overdo something than underdo something, because it's really annoying to go back and get more blocks after you've started a time lapse. That's just a hassle, not something I want to do. Also, there isn't any official entrance for this place, but yeah, this area this little bit under here just kind of exists now. I didn't move any of the furnaces or things for, getting the materials made to continue the build. Because why would I want to move that? That'd just be a hassle, so this just exists under here without a proper entrance. Not like that little place will be used once the build is done anyways, but I don't know, figured I could show ya. Alright, I'm back at the base now, and I've been pondering what to do with this nether portal here for a little while, because obviously, this isn't exactly the prime, ripe, brilliantly amazing location that you want your permanent nether portal to be in. And I was debating, where should I put it around the base? Should I put it just randomly, slap it against a wall? Should I have a hidden corridor to get there? Should I hide it up with the villagers? There are so many places I could put the nether portal. I even considered putting it right here for a time, but I decided to put the furnaces there instead. However, I think I have an idea of where to put the nether portal, which is down here in this totally secret little staircase going down underneath the base. Yes, that's right, I'm expanding it a little more, because I felt like it wouldn't really fit in these main parts of the area. So behold! It's, not that exciting right now. This is just a space I've been digging out a little bit. I hope to put the nether portal down here, and have sort of a transition between nether-themed area and the nether portal room itself. And obviously that's not the most original idea for a nether portal, however, I feel like it's not very original and used quite often to just have the nether decorating around the nether portal, because I feel like that's a really nice concept, and I think it looks really nice when put into practice if you do it right. So I'm gonna try and do it right. But real quick, before we do that, I'd just like to say, I have a baby villager now up here. I had Crimson turn mom griefing back on the world for a minute so I could breed the villagers, because I really wanted another one, and I'm hoping to make them a librarian. But, yeah, so I had him turn mob griefing on because, for whatever reason, villagers doing things counts as mob griefing. I don't know why that is, but it was annoying because I wanted a child for a while, and now I do. Just look at that unibrow, they're so cute. But anyways, yeah, so funny little story. I was gathering potatoes when he turned it on, and by the time I was done gathering potatoes, I came back in here, and there was already a child. Like, I didn't even give these guys more food, which I'm pretty sure is what they need to create the child. But I guess they already had some or something, because I came up here and it's like, well, these guys work fast. But yeah, I have a child now, I'm waiting for them to grow up, and hopefully that should help with my trading and just getting emeralds and levels more quickly. Seriously, everyone, I don't have an efficient way of getting XP, and it's driving me insane. But enough of that, let's just get back to working on this thing! Behold, the room is larger, and I've begun to sort of create the transition between the crimson wood from upstairs over here, which looks absolutely beautiful. I think it is a very pretty, nice purpley color. Because, you know, I like purple. It is a very nice color, and I wish we had more pretty purple blocks in Minecraft, and this is one of them, so I'm happy to use it here. Just has a bit of a transition block, and it does work pretty well, seeing as it is from the nether. So I am also not exactly sure how I want this room to look, because I feel like it would be cool to have, like, an organic shape, kind of like what the rest of my base has, really. It's because I feel like that would make sense and make this place feel less square-like. Like, sure, Minecraft is made of squares. But let's face it, making a square house isn't that exciting, so I want to possibly maybe push this back more, like, add little bits around the sides, and just, like, not make this like a big circle, but just add more depth and details to the place. But, oh, who am I kidding? I'm getting ahead of myself here. I haven't even decided what kinds of, like, biomes I want to have in this place, for Pete's sake. Now that the nether updates happened, there are so many more nether biomes, and you can't just, like, have the nether portal, have netherrack, have some lava in the corner, and just, like, have some soul sand, and just call it a day. Like, no. You see, we have the Crimson Forests, and the Warped Forests now, and whatever the other nether biomes are that I don't remember what they're called. Like, I need to figure this place out, but honestly, I don't think that's gonna be in this episode. As I'm sure you've all noticed, I've been gone for a few weeks at this point, and while I have been working on Endercraft things on the side, life has been busy, but school's gonna be starting again soon, and I have had time to work on things more. I just kind of also did want this episode to be bigger and, like, have more things getting done than I did in my more recent episodes, because the most recent episodes... why did I say episodes like that? Anyway, the most recent episodes have just been more of doing exciting adventure things with the other Endercrafters. And as nice as that is, it's nice to have an episode where you just get things done for a little while, too. And yes, it is nice to do things with other Endercrafters, but it honestly is more difficult to edit those interactions, because it's more simple when it's just me, and I know what's gonna be going on. But don't worry, there will definitely be other interactions with friends in the near future. I just kind of think it's time to finish things up for today, because I mean, look, this basement place didn't even exist last episode. There was nothing here. I just decided to start building it, and I've had to collect blocks and, like, get things ready, and hopefully that will be finished later, but not this episode. Also, I have decided to replace the holes in the ceiling that had torches there previously, and put it with the shroom lace here. I forgot to mention that before. I don't know, I don't remember when I did that now, but I did a little bit ago. But I mean, they don't look amazing, but they do look better than the torches in my opinion, and I'll find a more permanent solution later. But we added the windows to the base as well, And also, the villager has officially grown up. Librarian man. How do you do? And look, they also have an enchanted book in here. Granted, I have no clue what it is right now, but we will find out soon enough. And we also did a time lapse again, building up the exterior more and just finishing off more of the environment type things around DaElk's shop, which will be owned by me and Elyk. I have also been stocking things up slightly, not really, to be honest, but I've been stocking it up a little bit in preparation for when it opens. There's just a little more work that needs to be done on the things, but it's definitely a lot more completed than it was before this episode started. And that's without mentioning all of the mining I had to do to get this netherite armor today, and the mending books to prevent them from just breaking and dying one day. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that although we didn't actually really, complete any of the major projects we worked on today, we definitely got a lot done. So on that note, thank you very much for watching this video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all next time, hopefully in less time than 3 weeks. Goodbye!